Today I got invited to see the most expensive, the nicest Ford F-150 Lightning that exists. And in fact, it doesn't even exist in the world till 2024, and today is the first day that anybody can even post about it. And it's inside of this studio called The Electric Studio. They're not even putting it on the street yet because it's so top secret. They're only making 2,000 of this super special model. So I'm gonna bring you along, show you what the best of the Ford F-150 Lightning is. Let's check it out. Here we go, Ford F-150 Lightning Platinum Black. That's what this model is, a 2024 model. It looks really good. What is different between this and your regular Ford F-150 Lightning? Let's check it out. The highest trim level of the Ford F-150 Lightning is the Platinum version, which right here, you can see the regular Platinum version. Says it right here, Platinum. They also did some things that you just can't do with the wrap, which, for example, this right here, I don't know if Ford's ever made a black logo on the front of it. They always have the blue Ford emblem. It's a big deal when a brand changes the look of their actual brand and their logo, especially a company like Ford that's been around for 100 years. There's no charging port. On the F-150 Lightning, there's a charging port door on both sides. I think the idea that people were thinking is that you're gonna be able to plug into either side depending on where your charger is. Maybe you plug in on one side and then you're charging a vehicle with the other one. But the reality is this door is basically just a door that's there that doesn't even open, at least on the right side of the truck. The other thing is the Ford F-150 Lightning has always had the Lightning logo on here, which looks really cool, and it's big and it's bumpy. I could feel it right here. But on the Platinum Black version and coming to the other ones, it's just basically a sticker, which is kind of cool because this is reflective. So everything is this 3M matte black finish, except for some of the high touch points. The door handle, you're gonna be touching this a lot, so it is glossy. And then also on the door, when you're opening the charge port, oh, I just tipped my camera, that was nice. I like the look of both of them. 22-inch blacked out wheels. And a side note, have you ever heard the term matte black everything? Have you ever heard that? If you have, go in the comments right now before I say what it's from. That's right, you guessed it right, Marquez Brownlee, MKBHD. It's been his thing forever, matte black everything. And so today, coming to New York, I decided to wear Marquez Brownlee's custom shoes, the Adams 251. Look at that. They're kind of dirty because I've been wearing them to the golf course, watching my son golf. One of the great things about Ford being around for over 100 years is that they have a very loyal fan base. People that love their cars, that will line up for their cars, for their trucks, will only drive Fords. You have it with a lot of the brands that have been around for a long time. Why would you want to get this one and not just wrap it yourself? I'll give you one of the biggest reasons right here. This has an emblem right here. It's not its actual VIN number. This is a separate Ford serial number that is on here that is specific to the number of truck that you have. So right now it says 0000 out of 2,000. Well, they're only going to be making 2,000 of these. And if you are lucky enough to be able to buy one of these, you will have your number on here. One of the things that I loved about when I first got my Tesla is that it felt like we were part of like this unique family of people that had Teslas. They do fan meetups all over the country. And whenever you're driving, you would like wave to somebody if you saw them. Well, the cool thing about the Ford Lightning is that there are EV fans and Ford Lightning fans that have created their own clubs, and Ford totally supports it. In fact, last night I was given this business card because I met a guy named Joe. He is the founder of the Ford F-150 Lightning Club here in New York. They had a get together at somebody's house where they had all these Lightnings that were lined up. I would imagine this is like the ultimate prize that you could get because it is so exclusive. Look at that. Even the antenna is black. Everything, they've thought of everything on here. The nice thing about this truck is it does have the full-on glass roof, and they've put the Lightning sticker that's on the side of the truck. They've also put it up here on the side, which is cool in the daytime because you'll see like a shadow. And one of my favorite features in any vehicle is the air-cooled seats. Where I live, it's in the desert, it gets hot. Air-cooled seats is a must, and I have it in 0 of the cars that I currently have. Every single Ford Lightning that you get has the air-cooled seats, so thumbs up for that, Ford. Back in May of 2022, I did my first ever review and first ride in the Ford F-150 Lightning. We took it down to San Antonio, Texas. They took it off-road, we drove it on the highway. It was with my friend Zach, and we had a great time. At the end of the video, I said there are 3 things that I don't like about the Ford F-150 Lightning. And what's interesting is 2 of the 3 of those things have been fixed as of now with this. One of the things that I didn't like about the Ford F-150 Lightning is the charging situation. The Ford dealerships, you would think every single one of them would have chargers and support it, but it turns out the Ford dealerships are franchises. They're not owned by Ford parent company, actual Ford. Some of them will put in little chargers and some of them won't. Some of the lots are locked up at nighttime. So what has Ford done to fix this? Well, instead of just relying on Electrify America, which is a terrible setup where those are super unreliable, Ford has now signed a deal with Tesla so that in 2024, I think it might be 2025, you can charge your Ford F-150 Lightning or your Ford Mach-E, whatever Ford vehicle, at the Tesla superchargers. So Ford fixed that problem of the charging infrastructure. Good job at swallowing your pride and partnering up with Tesla to be able to have an opportunity to charge. That is awesome. The second thing that I didn't like about the Ford F-150 Lightning is that it looks so similar to the Ford F-150s. Like your everyday truck that's just driving down the road that everybody has. You want to at least have a truck that your neighbors might look at it and be like, dang, that's pretty good looking. I mean, this looks like it's straight out of like a Batman movie. It seems like Batman would be driving this truck. I really applaud their efforts at actually making it look cool and tough. It's only for 2,000 people. And in order to be able to get this vehicle, I'll put a link in the description to where you can order it. I don't know if it's going to be a raffle or what. I don't think it's a first come, first served. And then in early 2024, as soon as they start rolling these out, Ford will contact you if you're lucky enough to be able to get one of them. And then you have to do the thing that was my third issue with Ford, is that buying through the franchises is such a process. And I know there's probably a lot of Ford employees that are watching this that are just like, hey, I work there. I love a lot of the Ford employees. They're fantastic. It's just the franchise model is so antiquated and old, and sometimes there's markups that are $5,000 to $50,000 on top of a Ford truck or a car, and you have really no say. Like, they can do what they want at the dealership. An actual Ford as a company can't tell them, hey, don't mark that up above MSRP. I talked to the team here. They don't fully know how it's gonna roll out, but it is gonna go through the franchise model. Or are you gonna be paying an extra $5,000, $10,000, $20,000? We don't fully know that. There probably will be people that will pay above MSRP in order to get this, just so they have it as a collector's item and they always have this special truck. So how much is a truck like this going to cost you? I'm sure that's a question that you want to know. So the MSRP price of this will be $97,995. The Ford F-150 Platinum has been around $92,000, $93,000 for the last year. So you're paying a little bit more for the wrap, for these different features, but you also get a serialized vehicle that once they make the 2000, that's all they are ever going to make. So at $97,000, how does this compare to the most unique looking electric truck on the road, the Tesla Cybertruck? Unfortunately, we don't know that yet, and we're not going to know that for a while, but we should know within the next month or two what the actual pricing is going to be of the Cybertruck. We have the Rivian electric truck, we have the Ford F-150 Lightning, we have the Chevy EV Silverado, we also have the GMC Hummer pickup truck. And it'll be interesting to see the Tesla Cybertruck in 2024. How many will they actually make, and how many will they actually sell? Do people like that unique looking of a truck, or do they want something more standard looking like the Ford F-150 Lightning? The good thing for you as the consumer is that now you have options, you have choices, and competition typically brings out the best. The trucks are going to look better, they'll have better range. The features on the truck are going to be better, they're going to look better, and hopefully the price will come down across the board on multiple electric trucks. This 2024 model of the Ford F-150 Lightning Platinum Black will have the Blue Cruise latest version, which is the 1.2 version that other owners are going to get with the over-the-air update. The listed range of the Platinum version of the Ford F-150 is 300 miles. This truck right here is fully charged, and when I got in it this morning, it had 301 miles range. I read some reports from in-depth car reviewers that drove at 70 miles an hour on the highway, and instead of 300 miles range, their real range they were getting was around 260 miles range. Compare that to the Chevy Silverado EV pickup truck that has a stated 450 mile range, and real world, my guess would be around 380 miles range. And the Tesla Cybertruck, we don't know what the range is yet, but if I'm somebody that's buying a pickup truck, I would want the most range possible, especially because when you have extra weight inside the truck bed, or if you're towing something, it reduces your overall range. The Cybertruck is super futuristic looking. The regular Ford F-150 is maybe not as futuristic looking. Good job to Ford to making something like this, the Platinum Black, that actually looks very, very cool. Ford was nice enough to give me 1 hour in this film studio with the truck, and unfortunately, I'm 4 minutes over my hour right now, so I've gotta go. If you are a current Ford F-150 Lightning holder, how excited are you for this? Are you going to put down a reservation? Let me know in the comments. And also, thanks Ford for giving me early access to this truck. It looks pretty cool. We're in like a full-on studio. Look right here. This is a wall that goes up on an angle. It's like a film studio that they brought us here. They brought these trucks, top secret. I scratched it a little bit. They're gonna notice that later. Sorry, guys.